So there's a story about a, Mzungu female that have got accepted to Spelman University. Now, she was very happy that she got accepted to Spelman University, and people felt, in her post that she was just kind of crossing the line. So this Instagram user, at least at the time, I looked for the page itself. It seems like the page has been deleted. Now, the young woman's name on Instagram was Camilla Rose. Now, she has said transferring to a historically black college or university has been my dream for almost 2 years now. So I could have never have genuinely imagined I'd be transferring to the #1 HBCU in the country. Say Spelman College. It say the home of black girl magic. Oh boy. Yeah, that's interesting. So you just want to take part of black girl magic? I mean, do you realize, the privilege in that statement, that the home of black girl magic can't even be celebrated with black girls because you got to go get involved with it and invade their space? that you're like, boy, I tell you, I'm just shaking my head at this one. She said, I feel beyond grateful for every facet of my journey for this immense privilege. During April of 2019, I stood gazing at the ocean next to one of my best friends. They say at the Black Student Union bonfire when he told me I think I should be think about going to HBCU. From that moment on, I knew God had a plan for me. So basically, she's saying there's a black man encouraged her to go to an HBCU. I'm trying to figure that out. Why? I don't know her personally. I don't, so I can't say how her personality is. I can't say if she grew up in a black neighborhood and maybe she's been around a lot of black people. I don't know. But a lot of people didn't feel, her post too much at all. That she continued to say that she wanted to thank, her Umoja family, say my incredible and remarkable professors, teachers, mentors, counselors, you say family and loved ones, for consistently challenging me, teaching me, and pushing me to be my best. He said, I understand the privilege I hold as a white woman in America, and I choose to wake up every day using this privilege to create a more equitable and healed world. She will recognize her privilege and understand. I'm going to say this, all Mzungus understand they have a privilege. They'll play games with you and say, what privilege do I have? They know they got a privilege over you, at least. Now, among each other is one thing, but over you, that's why she can go to Spelman and feel, better than any other black person could, because she knows that she has a privilege even while she's there. Now, they had a user responded to this, say it's weird because the vibe she's attending to have a black girl magic experience. One Twitter user had tweeted, said, how you going to do that in a white body? They have been people of no color at HBCUs before. It said they're usually there for the academics and programs, not to try out blackness. Now, HBCUs was created because black people could not go to predominantly white institutions, what we call PWIs. So historically, black colleges and universities was created to be that place where black people can go get an education and have a safe space to not deal with, racism, white supremacy. Now, the HBCUs, of course, with time, you still have them now, but you have immigrants, from different countries go to the HBCUs. You have, definitely Mzungus go to the HBCUs. Like Rachel Dolezal, she's a graduate of Howard University herself. There you go. So some people may say, well, why is she even going there? Well, the question I would have is, why aren't you there? See, I'm a firm believer of, maybe if the black community made the HBCUs the #1 place that we go, and maybe we fill up the roles, you may not have a whole lot of spots, right? Or the colleges can grow and offer more spots to people. But some people, like I said, we go to the PWIs and not to the HBCUs. I understand there's more PWIs out there. I understand that you may have to travel to go to a HBCU. Luckily for, someone like that live in Houston, you can go to TSU or you can go to Prairie View. Or if you want to go to Louisiana, you can go to Southern, you can go to Grambling. It's not, you got HBCUs close enough for you to live, like at least in this area. But you know, there's HBCUs all over the country that you possibly can go to. And I encourage that, because if we don't go, people like Camilla here is going to go, and you can't stop her from going. Your comments can't stop her from going. And the way the laws are set up, you can't discriminate against her from going, because then she could file a lawsuit and say you discriminated against her for the color of her skin. Yes, she could actually do that if you deny her to come in there. So what I'm saying is, well, go to the schools, fill up the roles, because one thing I'm telling you that, listen, I'm not a black woman. I don't even know the experience, but just me as a black man, just looking, it just amazes me that black women can't do nothing to themselves. It's like black women do something or start something, then the first one coming is the Mzungu female. That's the first one going to come. I would say they're going to be the main one. And when I see when they come, it's not to celebrate something with you, it's to eventually co-opt it and take it over. See, y'all start Black Girl Magic. Well, enough of them come and see how y'all doing it, then it's not gonna be Black Girl Magic no more. Then they're gonna say, well, let's just say women magic, not just black girl, women magic. We all are magical. That's usually how it starts, right? You guys are racist because you only want to say black girl magic and not women magic. See? That's usually how it starts. And then you have black folks that's going to, of course, you know, want Mzungu validation. And they're going to say, well, no, we're not that way. I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you're right, because we all women. And that's how they get you every time. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we don't have black people say, I want to go to this particular college. I want to participate in, you know, something that they have going on. You know what I'm saying? Something traditional for them. You know, experience what Mzungus do. No, we don't do that. We go to a school, do our thing, and that's it. Now, Spelman itself has no policies against accepting white students. And in 2008, Morehouse University, now Morehouse will be the top college for black men, saw its first white valedictorian, Joshua Packwood, graduate in 2008. They said the originally named Atlanta Baptist Female Seminary, Spelman College, was founded for black freed women in 1881 by two white Massachusetts educators, Harriet E. Giles and Sophia B. Packard. John D. Rockefeller soon became one of the college's biggest donors. It said 3 years after it was founded, it said the school was renamed Spelman Seminary. It said after Rockefeller's activist wife, Laura Spelman Rockefeller, and her parents, Harvey Buell and Lucy Henry Spelman, longtime activists of the anti-slavery movement. Okay, so that's just a little history about that. Most of the HBCUs were created by, you know, white people. That's just a historical fact. Some of them created those schools and say, well, you know, this is my little way I can give back, you know, to the poor black people. They can at least have a school, you know, and that's just kind of what they did. Like most of what you call philanthropy work in itself. So, you know, what can we learn from this story? Well, sisters, enroll in Spelman. Encourage your daughters to enroll in Spelman, because Camilla here and more people like her is coming. If you don't want to take those spots, they will. I understand that. People from China, women from China will come. Women from all over the world, they're going to come to Spelman. Because one thing I was told by students is definitely when I went to Bethune-Cookman, and also when I spoke to other students at HBCU, say the teachers cared about them a lot more than the ones at the PWIs. The white students going to see that too. And they're going to say, yeah, you know what, they are more caring. I think I'm going to go here. So what I'm telling you is go to the schools that were set up for us. Don't let them go. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation with this, Mzungu female and enrolling in Spelman. Like I said, she's not going to be the first, definitely not the last to do so. But if you do not, once again, take those spots up, they will be filled.